Pearl Street Whole Foods is the prime location for express casual dining in Boulder. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our prepared foods department delivers delicious nutrition with quick and effective service. With our new kitchen and recently expanded venue offerings, we can satisfy and delight every palate. Customers agree it can be overwhelming. It is easy to imagine how overwhelming our department must be for a team member just out of orientation. The learning curve is so very steep. These are the blast chillers, these are the tilt skillets. Okay, we need 40 pounds of edamame strata in the hotel pans for breakfast. Or even worse, having to learn a recipe while a line of angry customers are all leaning on the glass and telling you to make it again. We expect our new team members to be confident and skilled on shift one. Is this a reasonable expectation? With the proper training tools and implementation, it is a reasonable expectation. Multimedia repositories we already have, like Whole Foods Market University, makes this possible. With rapid influx of new team members, training videos available on YouTube in the WFMU would provide efficient skill and knowledge training that would be accurate and consistent. The WFMU is an invaluable resource for learning about the long-term goals of Whole Foods and our company philosophy, but it does not include a library of training videos. Training videos will be immediately useful to new team members. Training videos will improve the consistency and quality of our food and service. Training videos will reduce turnover. And they will help familiarize the new team members with the WFMU, which is an amazing resource that does not receive enough traffic. I have made 2 training video examples as proof of concept. These are samples of our signature dish methods, one taught by Supervisor Kenneth Stetson and one taught by myself.
Alright, so we're going to start by turning on the water. Obviously the water should be running on the deck at all times. It keeps the deck cool and from warping will seriously damage the equipment if the water is not running. So when you're making a noodle bowl, the first thing and the last thing you're going to do is add your heat. Heat is your friend. Make sure your burner is going. You're going to start out by going in a circular motion, quick click of the wrist, evenly displacing oil. Next, we're going to add our chicken. In this case, you want to have at least a level 2 kind of heaping scoop. A little dangler is not bad if it's overcrowded. I'm going to release my protein on the side, letting it slide down, minimizing splashback. Listen to that audible sizzle, or flicking it in. You're going to spread out your protein, and you're going to let it sit. The trick to cooking on a wok is spreading your items out and letting them sit. So after I get a little bit of sear on one side of the chicken, shrimp, tofu, beef, whatever it is, you want to get a little bit of color. Then you're going to flip your protein. You're going to let it get a little bit more sear on that. Typically about 4 ounces of sauce here. Again, I'm just letting my protein sit. I'm going to stir. And now, I typically cook at about 75% heat. You can do 100%. It takes a lot more paying attention to cooking. Other than that, 75%, we're going to let it sit. And the trick to sauteing, we're going to go at about a 45-degree angle, getting most of your items on the back part of the wok. Then you're going to pick it up so it's righting the edge right here. So I'm actually, there's no weight. I'm not picking that up at all physically. I'm just letting the equipment do the work for me. 45-degree angle, everything on the back, and kind of pull it towards yourself. When you get more comfortable with that, you can start doing an elliptical motion. So now that I have my sauce in here, my protein is about 75% cooked. I'm going to add my veggies. I'm going to give those a little swirl and a little flip. As you start doing this motion, it becomes elliptical. It's a good way to think of that. can do it gently. It doesn't have to be an aggressive motion at all. It can be very fluid. I'm going to add a little bit more sauce. I don't want to cook my dish to au-sec typically. If I was adding just rice instead of noodles in this instance, I would go to almost au-sec, which means to the dry. Basically, when that last bubble pops, I'm going to be scooping it a little bit before that happens. So typically what I'm looking for is nice big frothy bubbles. I'm going to add my rice noodles to my bowl, using the bowl as my marker. Add my noodles. The objective with the noodles in this instance is we're just heating them up. You don't need to cook the noodles through any more than they already are. We just want it to soak up a little bit of sauce. My dish looks ready. I don't have a lot of sauce left over. The noodles look evenly coated. I can move the noodle bowl around and I'm not seeing liquid sloshing around inside. Immediately, I'm going to add heat and add water. I'm going to add water to my burn line. Garnish this. A little sprinkle of sesame seeds. Finished noodle bowl. I'm going to hand my order off with my tea.
Across the 7 venues in our department, there are nearly 30 signature dishes. We want our team members confident and competent in their roles. I can coordinate this production and deliver the video training tools that will enable every new team member to faithfully provide the service founded on our core principles.
Hey, welcome to Left Hand Sandwich. You're just in time to see me make a Cubano. This is done the Whole Foods way. Flatbread, the sandwich future. Cubano, always start with mustard. We're using spicy brown mustard. We like ours with a little more kick. You're gonna see that coming out later. Bunch of mustard, can't have enough. And then right up against next it, you gotta do some of our delicious Mojo pork loin. Stuff is marinated in like an orange juice Mojo. A little lime, a little cilantro. We use 3 ounces right there, and then we're gonna use another, just a little whisper of Black Forest ham on top. Very important in the Cuban to have a variety of pork product. Swiss cheese goes on top of that. And now for the pickled goodness. In-house pickles. Super Chef Nick invented this recipe. I think there's turmeric in there. Nobody else uses turmeric. Pickled jalapenos. These are canned. You can get away with it. Onions, and a little club frill. And that is the future of the Cuban sandwich. Bon appetit!